Hello, my name is Julianne Snyder, and this is my service learning project for the course IT Risk Management. And today I will be presenting on the topic Internet Fraud and Scam. So, what is Internet fraud? Internet fraud is a type of cybercrime or deception of use of the Internet and could involve hiding of information or providing incorrect information for the purpose of tricking victims out of money, property, or inheritance. Internet crime schemes steal millions of dollars each year from victims and continue to plague the Internet through various methods. Several high-profile methods are the following: business email compromise, data breach, denial of service, email account compromise, malware, phishing, and ransomware. So an example of business email compromise. So that's a very sophisticated scam targeting businesses working with foreign suppliers and companies that regularly perform wire transfer payments. The scam is carried out by compromising legitimate business email accounts through social engineering or computer intrusions techniques to conduct unauthorized transfers or funds. So with data breaches, that's where data is leaked or spilled, and it's released from a secure location to an untrusted environment. Data breaches can occur at the personal or corporate levels and involve sensitive, protected, or confidential information that is copied, transmitted, viewed, stolen, or used by an individual that is unauthorized to do so. Then you have your denial of service, which that's an interruption of an authorized user's access to any system or network. Typically, one is caused due to malicious intent. And then you have your email account compromise, your EAC. It's similar to your business email compromise, but this scam targets the general public and professional associates with it that limit its financial and lending institutions, so such as like real estate companies, law firms, but that perpetuates. They use compromised emails to request payments to fraudulent locations. And then you have your malware, where that's malicious software that is intended to damage or disable computers and computer systems. Sometimes scare tactics are used by their perpetrators to solicit funds with the victim. And then you have spoofing, or known as phishing, which that deals with forged or faked electronic documents. This is the act of sending an email falsely claiming to be an established legitimate business, an attempt to deceive an unsuspecting recipient into divulging personal sensitive information such as passwords, credit card numbers, and bank account information after directing the user to visit a specific website. Then lastly, we have ransomware, which it's a form of malware that targets not only the human but also the technical weaknesses in organizations and individuals' networks in an effort to deny the availability of critical data in a system. Ransomware is frequently delivered through spear phishing emails to end users, resulting in rapid encryption of sensitive files on a corporate network. So some more examples of high-profile methods of fraud are Medicare or health insurance scams, counterfeit prescription drug scams, funeral cemetery scams, fraudulent anti-aging product scams, telemarketing phone scams, internet fraud, investing schemes, which is a huge one, homeowners, reverse mortgage scams, sweepstakes lottery scams, and grandparent scams. So in the United States, 1 in 10 adults will fall a victim to a scam or fraud every year. 1.3 million children every year have their identity stolen. So you are more likely to become a victim of identity fraud by having your wallet snatched than you are via online fraud. But when it comes to victims of doorstep fraud, 85% are over 65. Doorstep fraud, if none of you know what that is, it's when a individual, the scammer, goes up to an individual's house and they're promoting or trying to sell the product and they end up just ripping them off. Typically senior citizens over the age 65. In 2018, internet-enabled theft, fraud, and exploitations were responsible for a massive $2.7 billion in financial losses. And in 2019, phishing attempts grew by 65%. 1 in 10 profiles on free dating sites is a scam. And in 2018, 82% of organizations were victims of payment fraud. So here's a graph representing the top 10 scams by amount lost. So we have hacking, identity theft, health and medical products, classified scams, remote access scams, fake billing, online shopping scams, theft, life arrest or others, dating romance, and then the highest with investment scams, just shy under $50 million lost by individuals. So who do scammers typically target? Well, anyone is at risk for a scam. Scammers mainly target senior citizens because they're more vulnerable. You know, say if one has dementia, memory loss. Each year, millions of elderly Americans fall victim to some type of financial fraud or confidence scheme, including romance, lottery, and sweepstakes schemes. Seniors are often targeted because they tend to be trustworthy and polite. They also have good credit. They have financial savings in a home, which make them attractive all to scammers. So here's another graph representing the age groups of victims and the amount of loss and how much they reported. So amount lost is in blue, amount or how many reported the scam is in yellow. And so you have under 18 and then all the way to over 65. So what to watch out for? For starters, fake health organizations. Scammers pose as health authorities like the World Health Organization, known as the WHO, or the United States Center for Disease Control, known as CDC. And this is applicable nowadays, especially with COVID going around. Scammers use it to their advantage to offer cures or tests or news or updates about COVID-19, which people will fall victims of. Also, you got to watch out for websites that sell fake products. These sites, they could offer face masks or hand sanitizer or disinfectant wipes or any other high demand product. But you could, get ripped off easily for the product to never even arrive. So my advice for this to avoid this happening is buy products from known marketers only. Also, watch out for fake government sources. These scammers claim to issue updates and payments on behalf of, the IRS or a local tax authority. Also, watch out for fraudulent financial offers. Scammers can pose as banks, debt collectors, or investors with offers that are designed to steal your financial information. And then finally, watch out for fake nonprofit donation requests. Many people like to donate to charitable causes for disaster relief. This provides an excellent opportunity for scammers to set up fake nonprofits, hospitals, or any organization that collect funds. To avoid this, I would donate directly through a reputable nonprofit website and not through email or text you receive. So steps to take if you discovered fraud. Firstly, you should report the scams, fraud immediately. Then you should think locally, trace back your steps. Where was the last time, you used your card or whatnot? Was it at the gas station? Was it at the grocery store? Was it on a website when you were shopping, Then you want to match the agency to the crime. And then finally, you want to focus on emotional healing from the incident. So also, if you are a victim of fraud or you suspect some fraud going on, you could contact the IC3. So if many of you never heard of the IC3, well, it stands for the Internet Crime Complaint Center. It provides the public with a reliable and convenient reporting mechanism to submit information to the FBI concerning suspected internet-facilitated criminal activity. They team up with law enforcement and industry partners, and the information is analyzed and distributed for investigative and intelligence purposes for law enforcement enforcement, and public awareness. So here's a picture representing the 2019 IC3 complaints in the United States. So in 2019, the IC3 received around 467,361 complaints. So that is roughly 1,300 complaints a day, and they recorded more than $3.5 billion in losses to individuals and business victims. The most frequently reported complaints were phishing and similar ploys, non-payment, non-delivery scams, and extortion. So, how to avoid a scam? Well, 4 signs that it is a scam. For starters, scammers pretend to be from an organization that you know of. Scammers often pretend to be contacting you on behalf of the government. They might use a real name like the Social Security industry or the IRS or Medicare, some name that will sound official to you. Some pretend to be from business, like utility or a tech company. They can even use technology to change the phone number that appears on your caller ID, so the name and number you might see is not actually real. Secondly, scammers will tell you there's a problem or a prize. They might say you're in trouble with the government or that you owe money. Some scammers might say there's a problem with, like your bank account, and so you have to verify some information, your social security number, which you should never give out ever. Others will lie and say that you won money from the lottery or like a cruise sweepstakes, but you have to pay a fee to get it. Thirdly, scammers pressure you to act immediately. Scammers who want to act, or they act before you can think. If you're on the phone, they might tell you not to hang up so you can't, check out their story. They might threaten to arrest you, so you take away your driver's license, business license, or deport you. They might even say your computer is corrupt. And then lastly, scammers will tell you how to pay in a specific way. So they often insist that you pay by sending money through a money transfer company or just putting it back on a gift card and then giving them the number on the back of the card. Some will send you a check that's a fake check. Then they'll tell you to deposit it, then send them money. So these are just more tips how to avoid scam. Block unknown calls and text messages. Don't give out, your personal or financial information in response to a request that you didn't expect. Resist the pressure to act immediately. Know how scammers tell you how to pay, and stop and talk to someone you trust. So how to protect yourself from fraud in the future. So keep your social security number safe always. Scammers tend to ask for individuals' social security numbers a lot. And so, if someone ever on the phone calls you and tries to verify something with you over the phone and involves your social security number, just hang up, because 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, it's for sure a scammer. Be on the guard on the internet. Don't click on suspicious links or open unknown attachments from unknown senders. Use strong passwords. Avoid short, easy-to-guess passwords and change them regularly. Use combinations of letters, numbers, and symbols to make them strong and secure passwords. Store your personal information in a secure location. It doesn't matter if it's at work or at home. You want to protect your wallet, your purse, and all documents that have personal information. If you have old bills or credit card statements, if you have a shredder or shred your old bills or your credit card statements, anything that possibly has your personal information on it. Lastly, monitor your bank statements and credit reports. Keep an eye out for suspicious activities and credit inquiries. Check to make sure all information is secure. And then this is my works cited.